I'm going to start with the one that I titled Spring Has Sprung. We used recycled eggs, so this is good to do after Easter because it's a good way to use your old plastic eggs. What you need for this is just really simple materials. You need a paper plate, some brown washable paint, glue, paint brushes, paper, plastic eggs, and Donna, the teacher there, she's awesome. She brought in a real bird's nest. So what this project is essentially is making the bird's nest, and then we're making 2 small birds out of these eggs. And so seeing the nest was awesome for the kids because they got to see how you actually weave together a nest and how birds use materials from outside, as well as sometimes they use trash and stuff. So the kids thought that was really neat. So we passed around the real bird's nest. And then I always try to begin the classes with having a little discussion about what we're doing first so that they are more involved and they kind of understand what we're working with. So we started talking about spring, and I asked them what they noticed when spring comes around. They said they noticed that the leaves turn green, that flowers bloom, that birds come out, and so do insects. So that was a good lead onto a conversation about what birds eat and things like that. And once we had the conversation, we started the project, and we began by, instead of having bowls of paint out, we just put a little bit of paint on each of the students' plates so that they could spread it around because that was easier for them. If they were an older group, I would have given them the paint to do themselves to bring to the plate, but I think that it would have gotten a little too messy. So they spread that out, and then once that had dried, we did the same thing with glue. We put glue in the middle, they spread it out, and they laid this on the paper so that it looks like it was woven. And they did that until it was completely finished. And then how we made the birds was they make 2 out of these, and they were kind of similar to this. We made 2 small wings, and they glued them to either side of this, and then they glued a little beak. And we decided not to glue the actual bird to the paper plate because it was the students' idea to not do that because they wanted to play with them. So I thought that was really neat. And I also brought in some stickers of insects since we had talked about what the birds ate. So they added those to that. And they also added leaves because they really liked the idea that they could use the materials from outside, use some real materials. So that was a good project. It took about probably, I would say, 45 minutes. Most